All right, you have tuned in to make the most of your Breeze account with new tools, worship tools, apps, and more. The question of the day that we have for all of y'all is, what is one task or process you do all the time that you wish was automated? So as you're thinking through things in your normal workflow, in your church, in your ministry, what is one task or process you do all the time that you wish was automated? And Connor and Micah, feel free to shout out some with my chat kind of disappearing a little bit.
I hear some really good ones already. I hear
Uh,
digital visitor cards, creating an event from a news item. Oh, the bulletin. Oh my goodness.
that's really good.
That is a really good one.
What about decluttering my house? Doesn't say it was ministry specific
Doesn't have
here.
to be church
That's
specific.
true.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, that's a
Yeah, I
really good
see
one.
copying an event.
Copying of it.
I
Yeah.
see noticing missing members. So like
Ooh, yeah.
catching up on those that may not be there. Let's see.
Automate
Yeah,
sessions. Yep.
bullet.
Registrations.
I hear bulletins a lot.
Hmm. I used to have to do the bulletins at my church.
Ooh,
Fun
weekly
times.
newsletter. It's
Mm,
good.
Do you
very
guys do
good.
them like half sheets of paper, or are they like brochures? Like, what was your format for those?
Oh, I had to get creative. Are you talking to me, Connor? I had to get creative.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were half sheets. Sometimes I had to create it where there was like a tear off at the end. Sometimes they were just like one sheet front and back. It just kind of depended on the theme and the season of the church, the printer, how much was in our budget for paper and ink, all of the things. So, anyways, well, let's go ahead and get started. We have, over 100 people in the room, and I know y'all are just so curious about this topic. You've signed up for it. So, we will get started here. And again, we've kind of met you a little bit virtually, and we want to introduce ourselves so who you're talking to. So I'm going to pass that over to Connor, and we'll do just a quick introduction of the team today. So Connor.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, guys. Yeah, my name's Connor. I work on the support team along with Emily and Micah. And I've been with Breeze and Tidely now for almost 5 years. And I live in New Jersey. So we don't have a whole lot of Northeasters here in the company. So I'm glad to be seeing some Massachusetts in the chat, some New York. So thanks for joining, guys. I look forward to being able to share some tools with you guys today.
Hey, everybody. I'm Micah, also on the support team. I'm the least cool of these three folks here today, but that's okay. I live in Minnesota. So for those of you attending here from Minnesota, I hope you're just enjoying the change of weather. Excited to share with you some of the changes coming to Breeze and the additional tools.
Don't let Micah fool you. He is the most cool person here, and that is why he's on the team, because he knows the product inside and out, and that's how he was able to get a job here. Fun fact. I get the pleasure of working alongside Micah and Connor as well. I am a support team lead for the Breeze product, and I have worked for Tadley for 7 years. I used Breeze at my church and loved it. I think it's phenomenal. And currently, I serve as our Next Steps director at church. So I love the local church. I live in the Midwest in Missouri. I don't know if anybody posted anything like that, but kind of lived all over. I've also done a lot of different roles in the church. So thank you for what you guys do at the church. If no one has told you thank you, thank you. So that is a little bit of who we are. Again, Mike and Connor, super qualified and know the product inside and out. So I'm excited to hear from them as well. And I'll be facilitating the slides. We will try not to go too fast, but we do want to honor your time and the time that we have built in. So again, one more time, if you have to step out, it is being recorded. And we'll also send along some resources that we have talked about today. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and continue this slide. If you're new to Tidely, we do have a lot of products that we offer. You'll hear again a little bit about some of them today, as well as when we send out some resources, we'll be including all of those products. So I am going to go ahead and pass this over to Micah, and we're going to get started.
Yeah, thanks, Em. So if you haven't heard already, and perhaps you haven't, but we have a new bundle for Breeze users. And this bundle includes some new tools that are brand new to Breeze folks, even like me at my church. We have the ability to connect your Breeze account to a Tidely web builder for websites, to connect it to a custom church app. I know we have like the Breeze app, but this custom app allows you to do even more with that. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. And then we have this brand new, really amazing worship tools uh, stuff for volunteers. And that's, we're going to talk about Song Select, CCLI, all the stuff you can do with service planning. Connor's going to speak into that. It's really game changing. So really excited to share that with you. The full cost we see here at 47 more per month. So the full cost for using the Breeze bundle is $119 a month. That includes all three of these new tools, these features. And that is what you'd be paying if you wanted to utilize these features together. So I think it's a great price. If you compare across even other platforms, getting a custom app that you can download, a website builder that's easy to use, and worship tools like CCLI and Song Select, all within Breeze, I think is an amazing price. So I wanted to share that with you. Let's dig in and start talking about what this can do. Here we go. I see a couple folks in the chat too asking, are we muted? Yeah, so the way this webinar works is this particular format, Connor and myself are able to present. I don't even know if you all can see each other's chats. We can see those questions come through, but it's kind of a one-way communication here. But at the end, we'll give you a place to reach out to us with questions, and our teams would love to respond and answer any questions that don't get answered today. Let's talk about apps first. So we have this custom church app. If you go into your Breeze extensions, you can see that option for church apps. And when you click to purchase or connect it, you'll see that Breeze bundle pop up again. So if you go to the next slide, that will show you that bundle price again. There it is. So it's not $89 a month. You'd get that plus all the other tools we're talking about for that additional $47, making it $119. So you're not going to pay $47 per new tool. That's the whole bundle. That's the additional cost for that. So this is for church apps and the extensions. Here's one of the new features of this church app is you can literally sit in front of your screen and build an app in less than 5 minutes. No joke, I just did this with my church. And it's amazing. I mean, it's almost too good to be true, but it's true. When you go into this app builder, you're typing in your church website. If you have one, you'll upload a logo, your church logo, and our builder is going to use those logo colors to determine kind of your app theme and color layout. You'll choose a home page layout as well, which you can change at any time after the fact. And then your app will be able to be downloaded in the App Store or the Play Store through the Tidely Church app. So it's pretty great. I want to give you a couple screenshots as to what that looks like because I'm excited to show you. So what's the next slide, Em? Here is a picture of some of the home page layouts that you can choose. There's a featured one, a stacked layout. Our church chose the squares layout, but again, as you're building this app and you look at it and you start using it, you can change your mind and go, nope, I want to try a different kind of layout. You click a button and the layout changes for you. It's that easy. So if you have any questions about how this works, throw those in the chat and we'd be happy to answer some of those at the end. But it's as easy as that. I mean, it's not rocket science. Anyone can build this. Let's go to the next slide after this. I think there's one more. Yep, so once you finish creating your app, you'll get a short intro video from one of our product managers, and then you can click that blue button to continue to the app's dashboard. That is our app builder, really easy. It'll only really, if you have the logo ready to go, this could take you just a couple of minutes.
Super simple.
It's super, super simple. There's another really great feature that is, oh yes, thank you, Em. This is kind of what it looks like inside of the app editor. So you can click on all the different components in the app and drag over new pictures, decide where you want to link things. Do you want the sermon videos up front? Do you want to listen to the audio? How do you want to rearrange it to kind of fit your church's culture or ministry culture? And yes, this is the same as the Tithely Church app that I see some questions coming in, but there's a couple unique components to specifically for Breeze users. And I'm going to get into that right now. Let's go to the next slide. One of the exciting things that works for the Breeze bundle specifically is the ability to go into your calendar events and click a box that will link those events into your church app, into your Breeze Church app. So that ability is only available to those who use this Breeze bundle, which is pretty great. Is there one more slide, Em, after this? Nope. Okay, great. So
Nope.
let
Are
me
you gonna
share my
share?
screen. I will.
Perfect.
Here we go. Boom. Share. Over here. All right, I'm inside of a demo Breeze account. It's popping up now. And I'm going to hover over one of the calendars. We just have a main calendar, but in my church, we've got like an adult calendar, a youth calendar, small groups calendar. But you can see that I can opt to click to show this calendar feed into the app and then click update, and it'll do that. But wait, there's more. Not only can you connect that RSS feed, if you have like a registration form, say, for example, a Breeze form, within the event description, let me just go into it just for a minute. Many of you may be familiar with this if you've used events before. If I go into the description of the event and I take that form, the registration form, and paste the URL link in here and save it for really the series, if you've got a recurring series going, that registration form will appear inside the app. And you can click that link in the app and then register for whatever event it is that you're running. I'm going to stop sharing here and just show you. I know it's not like super, intuitive here, but I'm going to just hold my phone up there. Here's the app, and there's the women's group. And if I just click that URL, there you can see the register here. I click that URL, and the form pops up. There it is, just like that. It's all baked into the app. So
Just like magic, Micah.
just like magic. All right.
And Micah, would you be able to show us in the back in Breeze where to find apps in your navigation
Ooh, that's good.
on that Breeze account?
Ooh, that's really good. Yes. Let me share back there again. You're going to see the ability to link to that apps up here and there underneath the more. And you're going to see different things on top of your nav bar depending on what permissions you have. But here is where the apps link lies, right below the more in mine. Great question, Connor. Right. We're seeing your questions come in. We'll be sure to go through some of those. And if they don't get answered today, we'll be sure to respond later as well.
Right. And I
Let's
think
talk.
also later we'll drop some resources in that as well, some articles
Yes,
or some things that point back to that. So,
absolutely.
all right, let's go back to sites now.
Love it. Yeah, let's continue on with sites. So with sites, Tithely Sites has been around a long time, but what hasn't been around a long time is the ability now to connect your Breeze account to a Tithely website within your Breeze dashboard. So you can, just like I showed you where that apps button was, you can click for sites and your website will pop up right there as well. All right, so it shows that it's 19 bucks a month just for sites, but if you want to go the bundle route, which I think is really the best offer, especially if you're going to use the Song Select and CCLI options, our worship, all those worship tools, that's the way to go. Go the bundle route, get the website builder, get the app, and get all those worship tools. So there you go. You'll see that option when you go into the extensions. All right, let's go to the next slide. One of the unique aspects of specifically Tithely's website builder is their sermon media player. What I like about this feature is that you can really easily share not only like video sermons from YouTube or Vimeo, you can also have a podcast feed if you're audio only. You can also have the ability for people to download sermon notes as well from your website. And all of those pieces together really create a powerful website tool. So I really wanted to highlight that sermon media player because I think that's really what makes the Tithely website stand out among other websites, not to mention the price. Let's go to that next slide. Here's just a summary of what that sermon player can do. You can upload just MP3 files. For some churches, audio is what they have and what works best for them. Others, my church uses YouTube. We'll live stream that every week, but you can insert those videos as well. You can have a sermon notes option to download in PDF or a link to another page. Then you can organize your sermon series too, by date or by topic. And it's really helpful then to increase your audience when you use multiple sources like MP3 plus video plus notes, gives people the option to choose what works best for them. It is compatible with phones and tablets, so that also makes it easy to access your content. And here is a screenshot of what, yeah, that's good, Em. The next slide is great. A screenshot of what a website looks like. And you know what? I can just share with you from my screen, if you don't mind, Em, what this looks like live. So let's go do that now. I'm going to move down. Oh yeah, this is what the apps looks like from the apps dashboard settings where you can see what's going on, where you can edit all those features. Here we go. Here's one of our one of the churches that uses Tithely's website builder. Pretty slick. I'm going to click on watch. And then here you can see that they have their sermon series. They use the same graphics, so it's visually kind of ties together what that series is about. And then you can keep going down and you can see where there's maybe a one-off series. And you can click into any one of these. You can view the video right here within the website, but you can also play and download the MP3 file by clicking that download button or clicking the play button right here within the website. And then there's a link here that you can click to download the notes as well for the sermon, which is really great. So they really utilize all the components in some of their sermons. They'll do video, they'll do MP3, and they'll do notes. Let's click on one more here. Yep, same thing. And then let me go back to those series and I'll show you that you can filter by, say, the speaker down here. You can just click into one of these and then see which sermons came from that speaker. You click into those. You can also go by date. So if you're kind of going back in time, you remember hearing a great message from, 4 years ago, you can certainly look it up that way as well. So that's pretty exciting. So that media player is really robust and works really well. Let's talk about another option in Tithely sites, which is the ability to take your Breeze calendar and you can embed that calendar in your Tithely site as well. Also really easy to do. And it's a great way for your church, if they don't have access to the Breeze component. Some churches use Breeze only for like the admin and staff, but you really want your calendar to get out there. You can take that calendar or one of your calendars and embed that inside of your Tithely site. I think there's one more screen that shows you kind of a real life example. Yep, there you go. You can kind of recognize that Breeze green, and that's embedded inside of a Tithely site. And if you have details, your members from your church can click into that and look and see what's going on and where things are located, what time they start, and just another way to kind of integrate all these tools together to make life easier for you and to make communication easier for you and your church congregants as well. Those are the two features I wanted to highlight, and I'm going to pass off now to Connor to talk about worship tools.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Micah. I appreciate the presentation. We're going to shift into worship tools. There are so many new things that your church can take advantage of when it comes to service planning, which is a core experience in Breeze, which we'll demo here in a little bit for you, and as well with worship tools, which that includes a new song library for all of your song storage. It also includes the worship app and even a song select CCLI integration. So starting here with service plan, we're talking about a core feature in Breeze. Everyone here, regardless of whether you subscribe to worship tools or whether you're in bundle or you're just doing core Breeze, you are able to go into service plans under events and build a service plan or template. So here on the right, I'm showing you guys what it looks like to kind of build your template. I'd say most churches kind of have maybe a similar approach to how you schedule a set. You got maybe worship up front, maybe a song at the end. Somewhere in the middle, you have a sermon or maybe your announcements. So you can actually pull off a service plan similar to what we're seeing here on the right, currently within service planning. So I've got some questions to ask you here, specifically asking you, do you have a template? And really asking that because I think it saves us a lot of time when we're thinking about planning services. What are the things that you're always adding into your plan that you're like, I could just add that to my template and then upload my template weekly and have a great starting point or great bones to be able to then plan out your service from there. Maybe get some key contributors involved. Maybe it's your pastor. Maybe it's an administrator that needs to help fill in the gaps with that service each week. Um, Leading to my next question is, do you have a review team? This might be more simple than we think. Again, maybe it's that pastor that kind of speaks into what is he going to preach on this week? What's the sermon bumper? What are the announcements for the week? What are the songs? Do the songs flow in with the actual, flow of the service? So I challenge you guys to maybe think through, do you have a team that does that with you already? And then loop them into this new service planning experience. Give them permissions into events to be able to look in and see what you're building under your plan. I'll also point out when we demo here soon, you can also either email out your plan right from within service planning, or you can download it as a PDF and then send through email as well. So, okay, and we're going to head to the next one. We did building your service plan. Now we're talking about worship tools. So going back to what Micah was talking about with the bundle, or if you're subscribing a la carte to worship tools, this is where you start to unlock some key features. So now we're talking about the song library. This is where all of your songs live. So we're talking, if you're adding an individual song, you can go in and actually link your own chord charts. You can even kind of see here down below, I've got Amazing Grace listed here. You notice how there's different themes that go along with that song, as well as you've got your chord charts down below. I've got my YouTube links. All of this can be stored in a song library and can be easily referenced whenever you need it, and even thrown into your service plans as needed. So I'm going to highlight a few features here. That search bar up top. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, go forward. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yep, organizing your song library. So for that search bar, I wanted to point out that this search bar is really powerful. It's not only just song names, but you can type in like your song artist. You can type in a theme. So if you're planning a set around like the cross or love, you can just type that in. Or there's grace, praise, faith, any of those keywords, and you're going to see a list of songs that match those criteria based on those themes that you've already added in. So it's really smart. I encourage you guys to take a look there, and we'll kind of demo that here some more too. Also to add in about service planning is you'll be able to add in unlimited versions. So that means that you'll never really cap out when it comes to how many songs. This is really a Breeze staple. You'll find that really everything is unlimited, so you never really hit a cap there. So especially when it comes to versions, we know that there's versions, or there's a need to have a version for a lot of different things. Maybe it's a Christmas arrangement or Easter, or maybe it's the kids arrangement. So you can have as many as you'd like. So that is organizing your song library. And then last thing I mentioned before I demo a little bit of this for you guys, I kind of alluded to that song select integration. This is the core integration that we have with service planning right now. So it's a very popular one. You can subscribe to a Song Select account and then choose your tier as to what plan you want to be on. Sometimes you just want the simple chord charts. Sometimes you want to be able to have the lead sheets and the vocal sheets and the different things that come with Song Select's plan. Just know that whatever you are subscribed to when it comes to Song Select, that's what we're going to pull over when you integrate with Song Select. And then when you're adding in songs, we'll pull in the chord charts that you have access to from the Song Select account that you've linked. So I will go ahead and demo a little bit of this for you guys. I feel like it's so helpful when we get to actually look and see what these features look like. So make this a little bit bigger for you guys to see. So I'm going to hop in here in a future month. And as you can see, you've probably seen this service plan icon now added in the event option. So for me, it just drops me into a pretty blank slate here, but I actually have a template. So kind of going back to that thought of like, what am I always adding in that I can just by default have when I click template? So here's my template. It looks like worship, transition, sermon, closing worship. So I just saved myself like 5 minutes of adding all those options in. I encourage you guys, whenever you do build your service flow and you feel good about what you've built, you can go to the More dropdown and hit Save as Template. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add in a few songs like I mentioned. When I add in a song, notice that this song modal pops up. If you have worship tools, you'll now see this modal where it allows you to search from your song library and be integrated into your Song Select integration. So I'm going to type in Amazing Grace, and I'm going to put in my key. I'm going to skip a few of these things, but you can enter in how long is the song, who is it led by, things like that. And I can easily drag and drop and rearrange these things. Going to add in a few more songs for us. Perfect. I've got a few different arrangements here. So I've got a chord chart linked. I'm going to add. As you can see on the right-hand panel here, you're going to see some attachments pop up. So that's where all of our songs and our charts are currently shown. I'm going to do one more song here. And if you don't have that song actually in your library, you can either add it in from the Song Select integration or even add it manually. So just know that you won't be stuck with without an option there. Okay, so I've got my set. I'm going to do that right after the exhortation. And when I'm ready, I can email my plan out to my team, or I can download, find that X, there it is. One thing to show you, I'm going to show you the song library real quick. As I mentioned before, you've got all your information stored right here in your song library. So the author of your song, the CCLI number in case you ever need to look back and find that and maybe do a search, and even some tags. So think about song tags being like Breeze tags. Have as many as you want, organize the way that you want when it comes to your tags. It can be basically by anything. And you can even get as granular as even down to the version. You can actually add in some tags as well. Here's where it goes back to that theme option where you can have as many themes that kind of pull together these songs as you want. And I've got my YouTube links and my chord sheets. So all that here is stored properly, and we're ready to go for a Sunday morning set. We're doing 3 songs. And one thing just to point out, if you're looking for where that Song Select integration is, you want to actually go to that More dropdown, and then you'll see the Song Select integration here to be able to integrate and then connect your account. So, okay, so that is like core worship tools. One more thing to share with you guys, and then we will jump into questions. I see that there's lots coming through. Let's go to that worship app. Yeah, so this is one of the other core features that is included in worship tools. It's a very unique set planning experience. I call it the secret sauce, but that's really because it's kind of untapped right now. Like people are finding out about it currently, where you can actually do most of everything that I just showed you in service planning under the app. So, and as well, this offers an experience for you as a worship leader and for your musicians and vocalists to actually view your chord charts on stage. So this kind of acts as like your mobile music stand in a way, where you're always bringing your chord charts with you. And I'm actually surprised at the amount of changes you can actually make on the fly. So you don't have to go back to your desk or go upstairs to be able to fix maybe a few things about your set before you actually plan your set. So I will actually, just because I don't have my app, I'm going to show you a video of what I've filmed from my worship app and just kind of talk you through it. And then we'll here jump into questions. So take a look. I'll kind of talk us through it here. Here, this is just the initial worship app. The first page you land on, you're going to see all of your sets, and as well what's already planned, how many songs do you have, and we'll talk about more of this too. I'm going to click into that Sunday gathering here and show you there's my 3 songs that I had planned. And then also, if I toggle on that planning mode option, I'm seeing all of those items and sections that I've planned before. So you can kind of see how that looks in the grand scheme of the set list. So let's see. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove a song from the set just to show you how easy that is to actually trade songs in and out from your set from the worship app. And then I'm actually going to add that song back in case that was an accident to show you that you can actually put more songs in even on the fly if you need to. If you're doing something spontaneous, you can actually plug that in there too. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you guys the actual the play mode where you can select all of those charts and then land in what's called play mode. And this is where it gets really powerful. Now you're looking at chord charts. You're able to turn the screen and be able to flip between these charts. You even get a little metronome feature up top where you can practice at home with these types of tools, and a little annotation tool to be able to draw, make notes, make some text and type. So this is really powerful. I encourage you guys, as you make your charts and attachments, check out what that play mode looks like. So just to show you here, what I'm doing now is I'm actually creating a brand new set list from my app, and I'm actually starting from the app. I don't actually have to be in Breeze to start planning my worship song. So what you're seeing here is a list of songs, or sorry, a list of events that you have that you can actually tie a service plan to. So I'm going to actually create a set list for that event. And just as I was doing before, I can add in some new songs. I can actually select several songs at a time. So if you know all the songs you're doing for that set, just check the box and then keep going. So that way you can do that all in one swoop. And even if you do this in bulk, you know all the songs you're doing, you can make some pretty big changes quick to that. And again, that's where you can go to play mode. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you guys lastly is this song. Oh, I'm sorry. First, I'm going to show you that search bar up top will show you any event that you searched for. So if it has the word gathering in it, it will then search any set list that has that word in it. So lastly, just showing you guys here what, back up just a little bit to show you here. So I've got the song library. This is the same copy that I showed you guys in the Breeze account. So you're seeing the same list, being able to edit the same way with all of your songs, add arrangements, those type of things. So I'm going to click on the filter option. This is where it gets really powerful, guys. You can filter your songs based off of instruments. So like, show me the songs that I have my electric guitar players tied to, or maybe I want to filter by a theme. I may even want to filter based off of the date that I used that song. So this is where it gets powerful. What songs have I not done in the past 6 months that I could maybe pull in here in the future? So check out the filter option, also available to you in Breeze as well. And as well, just lastly showing you here, when you click into a song, you're seeing the same view as what you were seeing in Breeze, as well as you can make some edits to your audio files, to your URLs, to your music files. All that's available to you within the Worship app. And you can even add a new arrangement. So say you're trying to change the key of the song on the fly and you need the key and the chart in the key of F. You're adding a new arrangement here. Select your key, add in any additional information, and then you're good to go. So 2 more tabs there. worship team just shows you who has access to service planning. So that's helpful to see, like, can my drummer log in? Can my vocalist log in? And then lastly, my account shows you how to log out and different things like that. But that is worship tools. Hopefully that wasn't too fast. I know there's so much to cover, but I want to be able to get to our questions. So thanks for allowing me to demo that with you guys a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Micah, for going over sites and apps at the beginning. If you tuned in during the middle of this webinar, the beginning of our webinar was all about our Breeze bundle and sites and apps. And again, it will be sent via email. And then Connor with our worship tools. I've started answering the last little bit, but we have about 20 minutes. And again, I know your time is very, very valuable, especially in ministry. So we do want to honor that time, but we also want to go through these questions. And I do believe Connor and Micah, correct me if I'm wrong, but they can also find some of these resources that we talked about, or they might also be included in that email. But if your questions don't get answered, you can email us your specific questions and our support teams will answer that. But I answered a few at the end. Connor, do you see any right off the bat that you can answer, or Micah? I'm combing through a
Yes.
few of these.
Did the question just pop up on our screen there? Just want to make sure.
I think there might be a couple in the actual chat and then possibly a few in the
Okay.
actual Q&A. So I answered a few, the last couple in chat. I don't know if you want to pop over to the Q&A and see if there was
Yep.
some, but
I'll answer this one real
let's
quick
see.
from the Q&A. David Black asked, in the worship app, how can I hide certain calendars from create set list for the event? I only want services available to be viewed in the worship app, not my meetings and other events. Ideally, what we're trying to accomplish is that only events and calendars that you have permission to would be shown in the app. If you're finding that's not the case, please let us know in our support team, and because we want to be able to honor permissions from within that app experience as well. So any issues there, please let us know, and we'll be happy to take a look at that for you too. So I'm going on the list here. Since we got some service planning ones. Mike, are you seeing the Q&A ones too? Just want to make. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna say,
I have been
good.
answering them as I've been seeing them. So
Amazing. I got Missy Parker here. She says, we're using Planning Center. They have a way to chord a song and then change the key. Is there a way to do that? So currently, the song select integration allows you to pull in those charts. So there's not a built-in chart builder, but any chord chart that you have access to through song select can be pulled in based off any key that you want it to, and really any capability that song select has to generate that chart for you, we will be able to pull that in as well. So that's how you can kind of customize arrangements beyond what you see and can upload within Breeze. I see Jill Van Dwesten. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. I got can a service plan be turned into a bulletin? So it's possible to send out your service plan in a format that everyone can view it. Like if you want to hit the email button at the top of your service plan, you can then send that out to anyone in your Breeze account, or you can download your service plan as a PDF, and then how you normally might distribute that or that bulletin necessarily, you can do that in the same way. It just kind of prints it out in a nice, long sheet page for you that you can print out, or like Em does with all her creative options that she's done for her bulletin in the past, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so I got Allison Shaver. How do you change who is listed on the worship team app in the app? It just lists all of our people in Breeze. So what I found with that is it's currently anyone that has permission to events. And we actually do have plans to kind of parse out this service planning permission a little bit closer, so that anyone that has permission to service planning would be visible. So just stay posted for that. But just know that anyone that currently has access to events is showing in that worship team tab. So keep that in mind. I also saw from Allison, she said, I'm really excited about being able to make announcements in one place and it go to both the app and the website. Can you show us how to do it? Oh, Michael, you're typing this one. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I was just trying to think of something slick to offer right now. It depends on what kind of announcements you're looking for. What I like about apps is the ability to send push notifications, because I can go to everyone's app immediately. And if you want that to go to the website, though, that would still be a separate process. let me keep thinking about it. Send us an email at support@tithe.ly, and we can brainstorm some other ideas too. We really do want to try to think of ways to reduce ministry time so that you can post stuff in multiple places at once. I just have to think of a creative way that makes it happen. Website, app, etc. Good question.
Yeah, good question. I see D, she asked, do we need to change the type of bundle we have? So depending on what door you came in, right? If you're a Tidely customer that has subscribed to Breeze, you might have all access. All access includes worship tools, so you would not have to necessarily change your bundle in that case. You would still have access to sites, apps, and worship tools through your all access bundle. If you are Breeze only and then you're subscribing to the Breeze bundle, that is again sites, apps, and worship tools for the same price of $119 a month. So no worries about changing your bundle if you're already doing something like that.
The only difference, Connor, right, is if you have all access, you can't do a couple of those things like the events in Breeze, push that over to the app
Mhm.
automatically. It's not available yet.
That's right. It's a good
Mhm.
point. Someone, I think, maybe asked that earlier too about like not seeing apps in their extensions page. Primarily, that new church apps experience coming through Breeze is exclusive to Breeze because we're trying to bring feature parity to all of those things. So thanks for your patience too on that as we continue to bring all of these unique features that all of our Breeze customers can be able to use. So if you don't see that, it's probably because we're still working on some core things for you. So yeah. Real quick, I see David Black. I don't see the Breeze Worship app in the Google Play Store. Send us an email, David, and I'll actually, Micah and I, we both have an Android. We can actually send that direct link to you for Google Play. So hopefully that will be
Hmm.
a little bit easier to access. So if not, I thought just typing in Breeze Worship would actually pull it up, but I might be getting the wrong keyword. But, oh, let's see. I'm gonna keep going if it's okay while we got time. I got Nick
Mhm.
Sarago, can you do an MP3 notes and PowerPoint slide as an option? I see your answer above. If I turn the PowerPoint into a PDF, can we
Yeah,
then share MP3 note and presentation PDF?
I don't see that
The
being a
only,
problem, but go ahead,
yeah,
Connor. Yep.
if you link it to a song, I could see where like your MP3 and your notes would definitely be all attached there. PowerPoint slide, I wonder if that's specific to each song or to each item, but you certainly can
And
attach whatever. Is that what we're
I
thinking,
think
Micah?
I think Nick is referencing sites when you share in the sermon media player, if
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken
Oh,
from a previous question. Like you can have an MP3 upload, you can have a notes link, you can link to PowerPoint slides as well. I haven't seen them like
perfect.
embedded, but I'm sure you could do something like that too. Be worth checking with us too. We can look at your site with you and see what we can figure out.
My apologies. Yes, I was in worship tools mode. Thank you guys. Awesome. What other questions, guys? I think we've blown through all of them in the Q&A, but you're welcome to keep asking them as we have some time. I know that some have been in the chat.
Yeah, I think somebody, did you answer this one earlier, Connor? Does it support one license as well as CCLI?
Currently, it's only song select CCLI. So
Mhm.
that's one of the I should think the most popular one, but yeah, that is the current integration within songs or within the service planning module.
Yeah.
I see David Perlman asked, how do you start a song library? We've never used anything like this. It's a great question. It depends on how have you guys been planning music in the past. There's actually a few options to starting with a song library from Breeze. You can either add a song manually, just how I kind of showed you in that add song modal, or if you have a spreadsheet view that you want to use our general upload file, you can actually bulk upload multiple songs, more of like your structure, not necessarily your chord charts, but your song structure, just to kind of get an easy start into building a song library. We also have some really good resources online in our help center about getting started with your song library. So please check that out if we don't get that to you.
See a question about transitioning from a Squarespace website to Tidely. Do you have to build that from scratch in sites? Generally, yes. Although we do have kind of a what we call preferred partner that can work with you kind of outside of Tidely to help you build that for an additional cost. She's really great. She can build websites really, really well. So if you have questions about that, just reach out to our support team and we can link you up with her to help you do that. I know it can be extra work to move from one website to another. We want to make that easy.
And then Connor, you just dropped the link to be able to access that app. So perfect. I know a few people are asking. David asked about that. And then that email Micah is talking about, you can email support@tithe.ly to reach out to our teams.
If we didn't answer your question, feel free to just copy and paste. It'll pop right there at the bottom again, and we'll be happy to answer it. We got a few minutes still. We don't want to skip anyone.
Let's see. Micah, I've got one from Valerie saying, are you able to transition Facebook videos to Breeze Play? I wonder, is that maybe a site's question too, possibly?
Could be. Facebook has got a lot of restrictions and they change them all the time. I really hesitate to say that Facebook would work well. The Tidely sites is really designed for Vimeo and YouTube, probably for that reason. So if you use Facebook to play a YouTube video, you know, we'd point you back to YouTube as the source, but I would not recommend using Facebook. Great question though.
Awesome. Very
Speaking
good,
of
Micah.
Facebook, real quick, we do have a users group on Facebook, where maybe a lot of you are a part of. But if you're not, you can join that. And there's a lot of current users. You can build friendships there, and get ideas and talk about the different products and features that you have. So,
ooh, Google Play
Yeah,
Store not available on Pixel 6. Breeze,
yes.
sorry, Breeze Worship. Yeah, Connie, you want to speak into that?
It's possible that you might need to update your Android OS to the most recent, and then that app may be built on the most recent technology coming from Android. So just keep that in mind, depending on what device you're using. It may be
Yeah.
specific to an OS.
Thanks, David. I have a Pixel 3 with Android 12. I can't access it either, so I think you'll need a little bit newer, probably 14. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Pixel 6 says 13.
I did
Clarify the
see
difference
one,
between.
Micah.
Go ahead,
Oh,
please.
yeah.
No.
So it's because I hit answer on it. Someone said, so Planning Center, is it the same as CHMS? So Planning Center is a different CHMS that actually does provide service planning, but so Breeze also now has service planning. So we are not one and the same, but you can find some great features that service planning has within Breeze as well.
Great question. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, my Pixel 3 is still trucking along.
Going hard. It's all right. It's good.
That's right. Androids for the win. Someone asked to clarify the difference between Tidely and Breeze. Who's got the 30-second answer to that?
Man, I want to hear like from the chat now. It's a lot of so Tidely has originally been online giving. So a lot of customers that use Tidely they have online giving providers, and they also allow you to have sites and apps, and that's kind of what we talk about in that on that product page where we had all those different things listed. So you'll find product offers all over the place depending on whether you're Tidely and Breeze. But our heart really is all together to serve the local church. So you'll find those tools available, whether it's Breeze Giving or Tidely Giving. And as well, now we can actually introduce you guys into some new Tidely programs like we're seeing here with apps and sites. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know, and our support team, we're happy to help.
Yeah, great question. Someone asked about changing the Tidely floating give URL to a Breeze link, because we've got Tidely Giving and Breeze Giving, and how do you change those out? If it's in the app, you'll have to send us an email so we can do that for you. If you're talking the website, we recommend using a block and putting your Breeze Giving link within the block to embed it. Looks pretty clean. I like that look. Those are the kind of the ways around it. So app, email us, we can put it in there for you. We hope to have that available for you to do that yourself as well. And then on sites, use a block to input your Breeze Giving link, embed that.
So I see Missy said we had Breeze first, and now we have a Tidely site. Where should we create the app? So I would say first check out your extensions page in Breeze, you should see an option there for app if you came in from Breeze. If you are not seeing it, then let's talk in our reach out to our support team, and we should be able to help you discover where that access is for apps for you. Okay. Oh, let's see. You've got some really good questions here. Um, awesome. I got Trevor asking, is there a test slash demo site building space available to test how we can move the Tidely sites? Micah, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you do sign up for Tidely, you kind of are in a test setup environment, right? Where you can kind of play around with it. Don't feel like you have to pull the trigger on it super quickly, but you can change it over when you're ready.
Yeah, you can. And there's a few different templates you can look at. We can send you that resource after the webinar. I'll add that to our list here where you can look at those different kind of layouts as well. Great question.
Awesome. I always forget to hit the done button. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna answer. So I got Patrick's here. He says, if we have the church app, would a member still need to have the Breeze app to access the member database and contact info, or does the church app accomplish both? At the moment, a lot of our Breeze churches have actually adapted the Breeze CHMS app to be their member directory and options like that. The goal is with the church app, if you're familiar with the Tidely side, is we want to be able to offer those type of components, kind of that more like member directory, update your profile from within the church app. So those improvements are actually coming in the near future to the app. So just stay posted for that. But at the moment, you may find great purposes for both of those, but we're trying to create a really good member experience for your members as well.
There's a question, second and third, on answer on clarifying Tidely and Breeze. Who can we call up a conversation about that? We started with Tidely, then we migrated to Breeze. We're confused. We don't want to be duplicating work across several platforms. That's a great question. It ultimately, we'd love to have the conversation with you, whether it's a phone call or a Zoom like this. We can just do a back and forth and see how much you've been using Tidely and what we'd recommend using. Breeze is really the longevity for the CHMS platform. I would recommend trying to keep your database in Breeze, moving stuff to Breeze. Tidely still has some unique features over in the Tidely side. The messaging component is a little bit different. It's a two-way messaging communication, for example. Breeze is a one-way. So if you're used to that two-way messaging component, then for you, it might not make sense yet to move everything over. But for longevity's purposes, I would recommend migrating over into Breeze. But we really want to hear your story so we can help you minimize work and save ministry time. So don't hesitate to send an email to us. Say, hey, can you set up a Zoom call? Can you give us a call quick? We'd love to do that. Not a problem. Most of us over here work for our church as well. And we know what that's like because a lot of us are part-time over at our church and we can't do it all. Moving over from WordPress to Breeze. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm excited for you too. That's great. Please add two-way messaging to Breeze. We hear you loud and clear. That would be a great feature. Would love to see that as well. But consider this. I'm just throwing it out there. Push notifications with the app is an option. I know it's not two-way still, but it gives you one more way to communicate quickly and without cost. I know with text messages, you get so many a month for free. Use the app push notification. You can push out notifications without worrying about paying that extra bill. So just tuck that up there for saving a few bucks. But two-way communication would be slick. Again, we're not intentionally skipping anyone. If you felt like we skipped you because your question was too hard, it's not our intent. Just paste it again. We got 2 more minutes.
Yep. 2 more minutes and then I'll drop that email link again as well.
Perfect. Yeah, our support team loves answering questions. That's why we're here. And that's our heartbeat, to serve the church. So you're never a burden if you send us an email or 2 or 3. It's okay.
And thank you to the ones that shared the features that you love using. I know I saw a couple of people saying, we already have the bundle, we did this. We love hearing that. And when you share that in this chat, you can help others, or when you share that on our Facebook users group, that also helps others. But Micah is correct. We have a whole support team dedicated to serving you and to answering your questions. And like Micah said, many of us work in our churches, use these products, so we're more than happy to answer those questions. Got 1 more minute. Anything else you see, Connor or Micah?
Yeah, one about people. I think one of our company's missions right now is to actually unify this people experience, really between Tidely and Breeze. So that's something that we're very interested in making very easy for you. So the pain that you guys are feeling if you are back and forth between Tidely people and Breeze people, we're looking for active solutions to be able to fix that. So again, just stay posted with us. Facebook users group, look at your email, be looking for updates as to how we can help make that the best experience for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the encouragement, Shannon. Appreciate that. And we love the encouragement too. You can send us a non-support question too if you want. Just say hi. Yep, we're gonna keep working hard to make everything work well for you as the days and weeks go on. There's a lot of great stuff coming. So thank you so much.
All right, we are at time, so I think we'll conclude this. But as always, please, if you didn't get your question answered, send that question into us. This webinar will be sent via email, so the email that you registered with, you'll be receiving that later. And thank you all so much for your time and for what you do for the church. We appreciate you. Micah, Connor, thank you so much for leading so well and for answering and demoing all the things.
That's
Allison, that's so
awesome.
nice. I
So
love
good to
that.
be with you
Micah, Connor,
guys.
yeah,
Oh,
any
thank
final
you.
words?
It's been great, guys. Please leave us any questions you have. Our support team would love to help you out too. So if we weren't able to help you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, y'all are amazing. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you around.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.